Hi, I'm Jay, welcome to the workshop, and today we're going to be talking about how to use one of these tyre repair kits to remove one of these buggers. So first, a little bit of context. Basically, this video wasn't initially planned. I was cleaning the Hilux and I discovered that a screw of some sort was in the tyre. So the initial thought was screwing the tyre, but thought I've got a kit to fix it and it'll make a good video, so let's do a video. So got my stuff ready, got all the kit out, set the camera shot up and pulled the screw out, and yeah, it hadn't actually gone through. So lucky in one aspect, not in the other, because now I have no context for a video. However, I remembered in the garage I have another set of tyres which you normally see in the background of my videos, and one of them is pretty much completely bald because it was from the original owner who run these tyres to literally bare minimum tread. So I need to replace them eventually anyway, so I'm going to do something very, very wrong, and I'm going to drive a screw into a tyre just to show you how to remove it and then plug the hole. Just as a side note before I do this, these tyre repair kits are meant to be advertised as a temporary repair. So the idea is you repair the tyre at the side of the road and then drive to a tyre company at the earliest convenience and get it properly repaired with a patch on the back of the actual inside of the tyre wall, or you replace the tyre depending on where the damage is. So here is the tyre. As you can see, it's been neglected in a former life, so not too worried about doing this. Just before we start, I'm going to check the pressure using my tyre gauge here, which is actually from the same company as the tyre repair kit, Bushranger. I believe I got this from Devon 4x4 when I was in the UK, so if you want this exact same kit, it's available on there. So yeah, let's see. I haven't actually checked the pressure of this before, so we shall see. Okay, there's absolutely nothing in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pump a little bit of air into it just to simulate a slow leak, and then we're going to repair the tyre. So let's do that. Okay, now we've managed to get a little bit of air in it. We shall see what pressure we have. We've got 10 psi, which I guess if it's been a slow leak would be about right. So yeah, let's drive something into it. Okay, before we continue, again, these plug kits are mainly designed for the kind of central band of the tyre. So we're talking about maybe an inch in from each edge of the sidewall. The sidewall itself is technically not repairable because it flexes, and in the corner is the same for the same reason. It would flex too much and the repair would possibly fall out. Not saying that in a pinch you could plug the sidewall, literally if you had no other option. However, they're not really designed for that. So yeah, I'm going to put it in between one of these treads, and yeah, let's give it a go. Okay. Right, so we have the screw in here now. Now we're gonna, before we do anything, we need to get our repair kit ready so we know we're ready to go when this comes out, so we don't lose, well, we minimize the amount of pressure that we lose. This helps with inflation at the end. So just out of shot here, you can see the tyre repair kit. Now, the only tool it comes with for removing a screw is a pair of pliers. Now, obviously, we could try and lever this up and out, but not very easy. Another tool I normally use is a pair of side cutters. Now, a pair of side cutters is normally in my quick at hand toolbox, so you can get underneath the head normally and pull up to extract like that. However, because I've screwed this in rather than it being pushed in, it's going to have a bit of a thread in there, so if the head is still there and you can still get a screwdriver in there, that's the best way of removing it. Okay, so a screwdriver, again, which should be something that you should have in your toolbox for your vehicle. Should unscrew the screw. Like I said, I've screwed this in, so it's coming out easier than it might do on the roadside, but in theory it should still unscrew, even if it's been forced in by the roadside. The only difference is the head of it might be a bit worn out due to being on the road. Okay, so you can just about hear there, it's starting to hiss. So we know we've definitely got a puncture now. Now, like I did in the other video, you might remove this and it might be just in, if you've got quite thick treads, might be just in the tread like the Hilux's was. So you might be lucky. If not, you'll start hearing the hiss. Get your lubrication compound that normally comes with it, and this, which is your reamer. Now what this will do is actually make the hole bigger, but the hole needs to be a certain size for the repair plug to go into. So lubricate this up. Into the hole, and it will take a bit of force to get in originally, especially as this is only a small hole. Bit of twisting helps. Right, now it's in. A bit of up and down. What this is doing is also it's also separating the plies in the tyre itself to further assist the plug getting through. So ironically, the bigger you make this hole, the easier it is to get your plug in. Now what I do, normally leave that in there to stop most of the air coming out while I repair the next tool. Next tool is your insertion tool. Now you need your plugs. Take one plug out. These might be slightly different from kit to kit, but basic principles should be the same. What helps if you squish the end of it with the pliers to help it feed through. And then push the end through the insertion tool. Use the pliers to then pull the rubber to about halfway, like that. Lubricate the end, then you can pull out your reamer. and insert the insertion tool. Now you want to keep constant pressure, but you don't want to twist. So once you've managed to push it all the way in, so there's about 1 inch of the plug hanging out either side, push down on the plunger and pull straight upwards. So you should be left with basically 2 little tabs, 2 little sides of the plug sticking out, and the insertion tool removed. If the plug comes out while doing that, not to worry, re-ream the hole, reset, have another go. If you're struggling because the actual wheel, the tyre, is collapsing, then just put a bit more pressure into the wheel, to the tyre, and it'll help just keep that structure of the tyre. Okay, last thing we need to do is take the included blade and just trim the excess off. As close to the tyre as you can, but if there's a little bit sticking out, it's not a problem. And there you go. That is your plug. Just to prove the actual plug has worked, what we're going to do is we're going to put some more pressure in it, which is what you're going to have to do once this plug is complete anyway, because you will have lost some pressure. So I'm not expecting 30 psi because this is running off a half-dead battery, but we'll give it a go. As you can see, there is some pressure in there, not a lot, so we shall inflate it. So, as you can hear, the battery's starting to die, so that's as much pressure as we're going to get into it. We'll take this off. Like I said before, you can hear there is some pressure in there. And we're holding 15 psi, which is not a lot, I admit, but it's at 15 psi, and if you can hear, no hissing or anything out of the plug. Obviously, I've shown you with the wheel off the vehicle. I was going to do it on the vehicle as an example of how you can do that. However, it is easier, especially when it comes to actually putting the insertion tool in, if you can get above it and push down. I did have a bit of trouble with this one because it's an old tyre and it hasn't been used, so the ply was very solid. Plus the screw that was screwed in would only give me a small hole to work with. But I've repaired tyres with this exact kit, ranging from small nails, pin nails almost, all the way up to a 10mm bolt that I actually removed from my boss's tyre that he managed to drive over and somehow put into his tyre. Never seen that before, but pulled it out, and yeah, there wasn't quite a 10mm hole, but it wasn't far off it. And this plug, I think he's still got that plug in today actually. So yeah, it's still managed to plug the hole, and more importantly, get him back on the road. So yeah, that said, you can do it on the vehicle, but it's a lot easier if you're in an appropriate place to take the wheel off the vehicle. Obviously, you're on the side of the road or on a track, it's a lot better to throw your spare tyre on, but in the god-awful case that you've managed to puncture one tyre, put your spare on, and then puncture another one, unless you're starting to carry dual spares, this might be your only option. Personally, I think it's a thing that every overlander should carry. Every off-roader should carry, let alone overlander, because a very simple, even a sharp twig or branch, sorry, in your tyre can really ruin your day. So yeah, hope that's helped. I wouldn't recommend to go around personally putting holes in tyres just to try it out. It's one of them things that you just kind of have to learn and then do it when it comes to it. This particular kit does actually come with an instruction manual for the roadside, so it's not too bad. This is the Bushranger kit, which was quite cheap. Like I said, I got my personal kit came from Devon 4x4. I don't know if anywhere else sells them. You might be able to pick them up on eBay, but it wasn't that expensive. And you, if you do run out of these, you can get refill kits for the actual tyre plugs themselves. So yeah, hope it's helped you out. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like. If you think it's useless, give us a thumb down. And if you haven't yet already, subscribe to the channel. You get videos like this before everyone else. And yeah, I shall see you later.